After weeks at sea, the Greek fleet finally sighted the towering walls of Troy. Behind those walls stood a kingdom determined never to surrender. Legend warned that the first Greek to step ashore would never return home. No one moved until Protesilaus accepted his fate. He leaped onto Trojan soil, becoming the first Greek warrior to land. Moments later, the prophecy came true.
His sacrifice opened the path for the armies behind him.
The beaches of Troy erupted into the first great battle. Neither side could claim victory before nightfall. The war for Troy had begun, and it would consume an entire generation. Days became months, and months became years beneath Troy's unbroken walls.
Unable to breach the city, the Greeks turned to the kingdoms that supplied Troy.
Village after village fell beneath the advancing Greek armies. Among every warrior, one name inspired equal parts hope and fear. Achilles had entered the war. Where Achilles fought, enemy lines began to break. His victories became the legends and soldiers whispered around their fires. But inside Troy stood a champion worthy of his own legend. Hector fought not for glory, but for his family and his city. Soon, two of history's greatest warriors would be drawn toward the same destiny. For nearly 9 years, neither army could claim the city. Then a victory brought home more than treasure.
Accept these gifts, great king, and spare my daughter. Your pleas are useless, old man.
The priest prayed, and Apollo answered.
Soon, disease spread through the Greek camp like an invisible enemy.
The seer Calchas revealed the gods' demand. Chryseis must be returned, or Apollo's punishment would continue. Agamemnon agreed, but demanded another prize in return. His choice would divide the Greek army more deeply than any Trojan spear. Agamemnon claimed Briseis to replace the prize he had surrendered.
For Achilles, it was more than an insult. It was the loss of honor.
The greatest warrior in Greece reached for his sword. Only divine intervention stopped blood from being spilled that day. Achilles sheathed his blade, but his loyalty ended there. He ordered the Myrmidons to leave the battlefield. Without Achilles, the Greek army lost its fiercest shield. From the walls of Troy, Hector recognized the moment. For the first time in years, Troy saw a path to victory. The balance of the war had shifted, and the cost was only beginning. With Achilles gone, Hector seized the moment. The Trojans advanced farther than ever before. The Greek defenders struggled to hold the line. Battle after battle pushed the Greeks back toward the sea.
Soon, the ships themselves stood in danger.
From his tent, Achilles watched the disaster unfold. His closest friend could no longer remain a spectator.
Patroclus begged for one chance to save the army.
If Achilles would not fight, perhaps his armor could. One borrowed suit of armor was about to change the fate of heroes. The Myrmidons marched once more, believing Achilles had returned. From the walls of Troy, panic spread at the familiar sight. The Trojan line began to break beneath the sudden assault. Victory seemed within reach for the first time in years. But Patroclus chased the enemy farther than Achilles had warned. Near the city walls, Hector finally faced the warrior he believed was Achilles. The duel ended with a single fatal mistake. Only then did Hector discover the fallen warrior was not Achilles, The news reached Achilles, and grief became unstoppable fury. The war had awakened the rage of its greatest warrior, and Hector would soon face his destiny.